Hanukkah number 4, class number 4, continuing where we left off B'ezrat Hashem last week. Today we're trying to answer questions like how many candles, what kind of oil, where is the best location, what if someone forgot, how you can make it up, and many more B'ezrat Hashem. This Torah is sponsored by the Piano family, by Shimon, and it's for Thomas Bocorando Guterres, speedy recovery for this child, and also a great parnasa, a great livelihood for his family. Amen. Okay. So, how many candles we need to lit? To kindle. Everybody knows. 8 candles. What if I don't have 8 candles? It's the 4th day and I have only 2. What's the minimum required in order to fulfill the mitzvah? If I kindle less than 4, did I fulfill the mitzvah? This is the 4th day. You should kindle 4 candles. Today is Tuesday. Hanukkah is in about a few days, 2025. It's this coming Sunday. It's the evening of Hanukkah. Okay. So we need to learn all these halachot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihya bidvoro. Okay. So, you should know that, you probably already know, that there's different customs in how many menorah one should have at home. I don't know if you noticed that, but Yemenite and Sephardim have 1 menorah, and Ashkenazim have menorah for each member of the household. Right? If you have 5 kids, you have 6 menorah. If you have, some says even the wife wants 1, so it's going to be 7. Nonetheless, they consider 1. And so forth and so on. So imagine to yourself, family with 15 kids. Right? Why are you laughing?
I say it's wonderful.
It's the whole, you don't need, turn the light off, you don't need light for the next few hours.
Festival of light.
Right. And it's going to be even warm in the house. You're going to be saving on light. You're going to be saving on the heat. You say, so, Allah says, number of lights to be kindled. Our sages taught in Torah Shabbat 21b that the basic mitzvah of Hanukkah lights is for each household to kindle 1 light each night. So what's the minimum required? 1 candle. Alright? So if I kindle on the first night 1, and in the 7th and the 8th 1, every night I kindle 1 night, because I have 8 candles. I fulfill the mitzvah. 5 days? Yeah. So, those who wish to fulfill the mitzvah on a higher level, this is called ha-mehadrin. You heard this word before, mehadrin, or ha-mehadrin. Mehadrin means to beautify the mitzvah. So you have wine mehadrin. You have the 4 species, the lula, vessel, so there's a mehadrin set. Mehadrin, it's one word. Mehadrin, it comes from Aramaic. It means to elevate it to a different level, a higher level, to beautify the mitzvah, which usually talit, regular talit will cost, let's say, $50, $80, and mehadrin will cost $300. Take it from them. Same for tefillin. Okay? It's the material, it's the one who will do it, it's a lot of things involved in that. This is considered mehadrin. Sometimes you see certificates of kosher vad, and the restaurant says, for mehadrin of the mehadrin, the top of the mehadrin. Meaning they want to advertise that their ashgacha, the supervision there, is really on a high level. So, if someone to do this mitzvah on a higher level, ha-mehadrin, kindle a light for each member of the household on each night. Okay? For those who wish to fulfill their mitzvah on the highest level, ha-mehadrin, min ha-mehadrin. Okay? Okay, we're gonna attack from different sides. Okay? Bet Hillel ruled that on the first night he kindles one light, and on each successive night he adds one additional light. So I don't know what's your custom, but if you're Sephardi, you have one menorah, right? And if you Ashkenazi, one menorah for each member of the household. When I say one, it's not included there. Shamash, the extra, doesn't mean, it means nothing. Nothing. Yes, some significance, but it's not part of the mitzvah. So if you have only one, you have only one candle, and you still fulfill the mitzvah. Yeah.
What about on Shabbat? If you only have one candle, can you use it for multiple?
Okay, so let's see. Let's say you have one candle, and you need to choose Shabbat or Hanukkah.
Say Shabbat.
You're saying Shabbat, based on
that Shabbat is a Torah command versus a rabbinic institution of.
Is it says on Shabbat that you're saying Shabbat is from the Torah,
well,
Hanukkah is rabbinical, right? You're right at that point, but is it say anywhere in the Torah to light candles on Shabbat?
Right.
It's also rabbinical. So it's a rabbinical mitzvah for Shabbat and rabbinical mitzvah for Hanukkah. Which one would you choose?
Well, you don't choose one. You light a Shabbat candle, you say Beshem Hanukkah.
You can't. You can't use the same thing for the same mitzvah.
No, that's what I'm saying. You light your Shabbat candle, then you light the menorah.
No, you have one candle. You could reach one candle.
Oh,
You would
how does that
dedicate it.
work?
You would dedicate it for Hanukkah, or you would do it for Shabbat. So stay tuned. All right, let me finish that. So Bet Hillel ruled that on first night you kindle one light on each successive night. Okay, he adds one additional light. Okay, find out. According to this, the basic mitzvah requires one light per household, regardless of the members of people in the household. The highest level of the mitzvah is to kindle one light in the household on the first night, two lights on the second night, and so forth and so on. Until one kindles 8 lights on the final night. Okay, this is what people usually do. Today there's no excuses, because today to find material to use for menorah, it's relatively very cheap. No excuses. Regardless of the number of the members in the household, there is no basis for kindling any more than this. And no more may be kindled. Like for Shabbat, for example. Shabbat, the mitzvah is 1, but the custom is to do 2. Best to stick to the number 2 for Shabbat. Unless you have a different minhag, or woman she forgot, or some sort of, she get a penalty the next Shabbat, so now only 3, and so forth and so on. But basically, best is to stick to the number 2, corresponding to Shamor and Zachor and all that. This is the ruling of the Shulchan Aruch 671-2. And the Rambam testified that already in his times, this had been a common custom of Spanish Jewry for many generations. Okay, so I want to skip all these parts if you didn't have enough oil and didn't have enough candles, just to say that if you don't have enough, make sure that you still divide it in a way that you have one for each night. For how long the candle need to last for minimum?
30 minutes?
30 minutes. 30 minutes. Or half an hour. You can choose. Next. Moshe, don't make fun of the joke. Okay. Let me skip that part. We got it. I think I'll skip that because I want to do a lot of halachot today. Where we should put it? Proper position of Hanukkah lights. Every year, a lot of people get confused. Where to put the Hanukkah? In the living room, in the kitchen, in the room, by the door, outside of the porch, Someone got sick next to him.
By the window?
Which window?
The right window in the front door.
The right window. If I don't have right, I have only left. If I don't have windows, I have only door. Some apartments have no windows. They have door. They don't have. If they want to kindle them, they have to open the door. What if it's dangerous neighborhood? What if you don't want them to know that you're Jewish? We had this issue, unfortunately, in Dallas, in America. People are afraid to be Jewish. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Some places it's not so. I'm not talking about bad neighborhood. Places could be dangerous to walk with the kippah, with the yarmulke. Can you believe that? 2025, almost 26. A Jew still need to be afraid of his life.
Yeah, in Atlanta we had some stuff like that.
Atlanta?
Yeah, and Woodstock, which was where the metro meets the mountains.
Okay, see? So, I had this question almost every year. Not every year, but people asking, what if my neighborhood, they found out I'm a Jew, where should I put the mezuzah? Can I put it inside? Can I put it outside? Not outside, maybe inside. Maybe I should not put it in the front door. And now we're telling him the menorah. The menorah is like putting it in front of everybody. Mezuzah you can miss if it's dark. But this is, you put it in a projector. Okay, no one can miss that. What you gonna do? So obviously, yeah.
You should ask your rabbi.
Ask your rabbi, Emily, this is always the right answer. That's good. And the rabbi says that in the case that it's dangerous, the mitzvah is not to risk yourself. Put it in a place that you don't put yourself in risk. If you advertise it to yourself, or to your family, it would be good enough. Okay? So, assuming I want to put it in my apartment, how high? How can I put it on the floor?
No.
No?
On the floor?
Not on the floor? How high should be minimum?
The height of the chair.
Of the height of a chair. It is preferable according to the halacha that the Hanukkah lights be positioned no higher than 10 tfachim, 80 centimeters or 32 inches, from the floor of one's home. This is the best place for it to be. If, however, someone placed them higher than this, 32 inches, almost a meter, 1 meter, he has fulfilled the mitzvah. He has, no problem. The light should be positioned no lower than 3 tfachim. Tfachim, this is tefach. For you to reach around 10 inches, no? 24 centimeters. All the whole 3. 1, 2, 3.
3 is a tefach?
Yeah.
3 fish is a tefach?
1 is a tefach. 3 tfachim is 10 inches, so 24. Each one is 8 centimeters.
Yeah.
Total of 3. So let me repeat that.
No higher than table?
No, listen. The light should be positioned no lower than 3 tfachim, 1, 2, 3, which is total of 24 centimeters or 10 inches. Okay? Yeah. Above the floor, from the floor. So it should be placed on something. Okay? Rachel. The menorah, placed on something. If someone positions the light within 3 tfachim of the floor, some poskim rule that he has not fulfilled the mitzvah whatsoever. When we say position, make sure we're talking about the candle, not something that they have a big leg and then candle burn or made of whatever. We're talking about the light itself. This is the best position. Normally people walk like that and they'll be able to see it. Versus if you put it very high, people don't walk like that. Or like that. Like this, okay? Obviously when the house is dark, you'll be able to notice the light. But most people, they don't turn the light off and you're not required to. So just another light on the corner, people might miss it. If someone positioned the light, okay, I read that. No, I didn't. If someone positioned the lights within 3 tfachim of floor, some poskim ruled that he has not fulfilled the mitzvah whatsoever. But others ruled that Although he should not have kindled them in this position, he has fulfilled the mitzvah nevertheless. In practice, if someone did kindle his lights this low, he should extinguish them, raise the level of the lights, and kindle them again. Should he say, should he say the bracha again? He didn't position them in the right place. They told him, oh, I'm sorry, okay, let me take it down, let me bring it up. Extinguish them. Now now he's relighting them. Another bracha need to be said again. The bracha says, but he may not recite the blessings a second time. Even if the candles are positioned within 3 tfachim, 10 inches, of the floor, as long as the flames of their lights are above 3 tfachim from the floor, it is acceptable. The main concern is the height of the flames of the lights. What is the highest place? People living in apartments, high-rise buildings. And he wants to he is on the 17th floor. And he wants to fulfill the mitzvah by putting it and it has a beautiful window. You can see the whole city, whole downtown. What's the point to put it there? People won't be able to see it from the street. It is forbidden to kindle Hanukkah lights more than 20 cubits above the floor of one's home. Some people have a high ceiling and they have a porch. So I'm going to put it there. Everybody can see from it, but it's too high. Again, people are not walking like that with their heads up. 20 cubits. So 20 amot. Like this is amma.
It's the same limit of the sukkah.
No? For the schach. He must extinguish those lights, place his candelabra in lower position, and kindle lights a second time. However, he may not recite the blessing a second time. Okay. The best place at home to put the Hanukkah or the menorah is where? By the door.
Living room.
You open the door, and you have the mezuzah. Let's say you have the mezuzah here. This is the mezuzah. Where should you place the candle? Here or opposite side? Opposite side. Why? Because when you pass, you'll be surrounded with mitzvot. One side you have mezuzah, the other side you have the candles. Okay. This is about the sakana. Shulchan Aruch ruled as follows: the mitzvah of Hanukkah is to kindle the lights outside one's doorway. If that is dangerous, a person may kindle the lights inside his doorway or on his table. Okay, so there's no problem as long as you can fulfill the mitzvah safely. Okay.
Safely meaning like, not in a bad neighborhood or something like that, right?
Yeah, a place that you suspect that people might harm you.
All right.
Okay. There's a custom, it's customary to kindle Hanukkah lights in the synagogues. They do it here every year. All Orthodox synagogues have this custom to light. Some synagogues, they don't have davening through the week, only on Shabbat, so you won't be able to see it probably. But Orthodox shuls, you have it every day before you go home to kindle your candles. So the universally accepted custom is to kindle Hanukkah lights in the synagogue as well as at home in order to enhance the, quote, advertising and publicizing the mitzvah. You do it before the whole congregation. It's publicizing the mitzvah. This is an ancient and sacred custom. They're going to do it with blessings, obviously. You heard the blessing. Did you fulfill the mitzvah? You go home, your wife says, hey, let's do candles. I did it already in the shul. What's the halacha says? No, the mitzvah to do it at your house. Because it says, ner ish uveito, candle for a person in his house. The mitzvah to do it, sanctify your house. Okay? Okay, so why they do it? In order to publicize their mitzvah. You should know that, like I said, every year, the mitzvah to do it in the synagogue is in a condition that you have 10 people there. 10 people. If you have minyan, 10 people, you can do it. Okay? So advertising in a shul, consider when you do it in 10 people. Even if 5 women showed up and 5 men, it's considered a minyan. It's acceptable. And you, ready to get ready to kindle the menorah. If you have 8 women and 2 men, it's a minyan. Why? Because women are also obligated for this mitzvah. So I'm advertising the mitzvah in front of 10 people that they are obligated to kindle the Hanukkah. Capish? Right. Even if someone has kindled Hanukkah lights in his home and recited all the blessings and then goes to the synagogue, he may kindle the Hanukkah lights in the synagogue and recite all blessing again. So if asking you, hey, can you... It happens every year when people have going to some activities. You go home, you do what you got to do, you kindle the light, and then later on at night, let's say this year we will kindle Hanukkah light around 6 o'clock, average. 6 p.m., we should kindle them. There are some activities around 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And honoring people, like in Chabad, they have a lot of activities, the JCC, other places. They're asking someone, can you kindle light, you can do the honor. So we say, hey, I already said the blessings at home. You can still do it. What does it?
Your home, that doesn't have to be your actual home or place that you live.
No,
You
it
can
could
use
be a hotel if they allow it. They allow it. If you ask the reception in the hotel, they'll probably say no. There's a lot of people that are debating with this question every year. Either hotel, either at hospital, people hospitalize. A woman that gave birth, for whatever reason. So what do you do? So you will see that they're coming with electrical, small, nice, just to advertise the mitzvah. You don't say bracha over it, that's for sure. And the wife, let's say she's hospitalized, or the husband, whoever is in the house, either the wife in the house or the husband, they will light the candle there and they fulfill the mitzvah. Nonetheless, they're not home. Because the mitzvah is in the house. If you're there, it's one thing. If you're not there, it's another thing. It's no problem. Okay? Okay, the place is them. Let me skip all that. In some synagogues, they have it on the top of the shul from outside. Some congregation display a large electric menorah high on the roof of the synagogue building. You see the many shuls, especially Chabad has it. Or they have I think we have it here in Dallas also, that they have a van with a menorah on it and it goes in the neighborhood. I don't know if you saw it. And these are very common. You can see them all the time. So you see it, and it's just kind of like a reminder. You see, four light, today is the 4th. Thank you, Chabad. Yeah. They may not recite any blessing when turning on this menorah, since the halacha is that one cannot fulfill the mitzvah of Hanukkah light with an electric lamp. What is the time? The time to kindle Hanukkah lights. One wants to do it after sunset. It's not nightfall completely. Can you do that? What time? How long do you have after nightfall? Let's say nightfall is, I don't know exactly, don't rely on that, but let's say nightfall is 5:45. Okay, how long after that you have time to kindle Hanukkah light? It has to be within 30 minutes, within an hour, within 2 hours, 3, 4, 10. How long? Did you ask yourself this question every year? I know why. Because every year you do it right on time.
That's why, that is why.
Never question that. I know. This halachos is not for you. It's for people that. But we'll learn it anyways. Okay, just in case.
I thought it was like Shabbat, you didn't do it.
I know. You get tzaddikim. I know that.
Your question,
But I was going to state it in case someone will ask you.
Right, it's good.
Ask you, so you know what that.
your question is about the Friday.
No, so I'm not talking Friday. Friday has to be before sunset. There's a time you do it, and then Shabbos candle and finish.
Yeah.
The proper time for kindling Hanukkah lights begins at dusk, which is about 15 minutes after sunset, and continued until, quote, people are no longer walking through the market, meaning around till, I would say, 7-ish, people getting already back home. This halacha today sounds a little bit strange to people. But back then, you need to understand, 95% of the people were working. And they used to finish work early so they can get home before nightfall. It was not street lights. Okay? Usually some people have outside their house, so it was a little bit dangerous. So they went home early. So they walk home, I would say around 6:30 they're already home. And the market will be closed and everything. It's normal. Today we have lights, we have cars, you come later, there's street light in some places. So when it says people are no longer walking through the market, it more refers to those days, but the halacha remains the same, which is about half an hour after dusk. It is generally improper to kindle lights any earlier or later. If someone will not be able to kindle his light after dusk, but he will be able to kindle them beforehand, see footnote 36, we'll see it later. It is necessary to fill each lamp with enough oil to last until at least 30 minutes, half an hour after dusk. So make sure you kindle it at 6, at least till 6:30. Okay?
What if you're in a place where the nightlife is a lot more traffic than during the day, like Vegas or something? Then do you...
Vegas, you have enough lights all over your example. No, not example. I tell you, so how long after you can? If for some reason someone failed to kindle the lights until later than this, he may still kindle them throughout the night until dawn and recite the blessing over them. So you can do it even midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning. And some people are not coming back from a flight. They go home and they still have before dawn. Although there are poskim who rule that one cannot fulfill the mitzvah later on at night, the established custom is to kindle lights and recite the blessing no matter how late at night it is. Obviously, you want to do it at a time when everyone is awake, and then we can eat donuts and singing and do whatever we need to do. It is already after dawn. Let's say dawn is around 5 o'clock in the morning, and now it's 5:01. Finito la commedia. If it is already after dawn, however, he should kindle the lights without reciting any of the blessings. So you miss the mitzvah, but you just light for the sake of advertising to yourself. Okay? You miss the mitzvah. Okay, with the bracha. Question. The mitzvah is to advertise it. And I need to make sure that everyone is around it and they focusing and listening to the bracha. But one came late from a flight. It's already 10 p.m. Everybody's sleeping. He's debating with himself, should he wake them up for the mitzvah of Hanukkah, or he just light it and get it over with? The mitzvah is to advertise it. They fall asleep. Who is going to advertise it if they're sleeping? If someone failed to kindle Hanukkah lights in the beginning of the night, and by the time he came home late at night, he found out the entire household had gone to sleep, it would be best for him to awaken one or two members of the household to come and listen to him recite the blessing over kindling the light. If that is not a practical suggestion, he should kindle the lights and recite the blessing even if no one is awake to listen to him. So gently try to wake up. If they're not responding. Okay. Israelis, any soldiers that cannot kindle at home, at the base or wherever they at, and no one at their home lighting for them. Okay? Let's say lonely soldiers, for example. It's called Hayal Boded, lonely soldiers. My kids now, their status in America, in Israel, it's called Hayal Boded.
It's long.
Long.
Instead of
Lonely. Everybody together. Lonely, I listen, lonely. You know that song? Lone soldier, right. So lone soldier, thanks for the correction. Lone soldiers, my two kids through an area under this category of lone soldiers. And because their parents live outside of Israel. So the timing is different. We're in America. It's not shaykh that we light for them, right? So if we would live in Israel, it would be okay. But soldiers like that, lone soldiers or whatever, the parents, let's say, secular or they don't care, no one light for them. The only time that they can kindle it is when it's still daylight, because they don't want to expose their position, for example. Can they do it when it's still daylight? It's a special case, special situation. The whole world cannot do it. But the soldier is asking a question. That's the only time I can, and I want to fulfill the mitzvah, and no one's doing it for me. I have no backup. You get the question? So what do you think, Rachel? Yes or no? You want to think about it? So the halacha says soldiers who are incapable of kindling Hanukkah lights at night for security reasons, and who do not have anyone at home who will kindle lights on their behalf, may not recite the blessings and kindle lights while it is still day, and then extinguish them when it is get dark. If someone would do so, he will have recite the blessings in vain, according to all the poskim, since the lights were not left to burn until half an hour after dusk. So, in one hand, they can kindle, but no blessing should be said. Can kindle, you can do the singing. That's not part of the mitzvah of the blessing, you know what I mean? You can do the singing, but no blessing should be said. Okay. You should know that it's forbidden to eat meal in the evenings of Hanukkah until one has fulfilled the mitzvah of kindling Hanukkah lights. What if the guy, the head of the household, is in the shul, it's going to come late, or for whatever reason, the wife wants to eat, or the kids, they usually eat around 6 o'clock. By 7, they go to sleep. What are you going to do? They may eat, no problem. The main mitzvah is that the head of the household, that he's lighting, he should not eat. Why one is not permitted to eat before he's kindling Hanukkah lights? What's the connection between eating and kindling? Let me eat, let me finish, and then I relax, more calm, stable, now we'll kindle them. What does that to do with anything? It's not the first time. We see it also in Kiddush and Shabbat. There's many halachot like that you're not supposed to eat till you do so and so. Because our sages figures that when people eating, they have a seudah and they might forget after that. Go back to their routine, especially when they drink a little bit, they're lightheaded, forget about the mitzvah. But now you're hungry and you remember, I'm not allowed to eat because I know what I need to do the candles. This is why I can't eat. So it's kind of like of a reminder for Hanukkah. You may obviously drink, you may drink a coffee, drink something like that, eat mezonot or fruit. We're talking about seudah, with washing hands and eating bread. Okay. You should know it's so serious, it's so important that one is not permitted even to study Torah before kindling Hanukkah light. Meaning if you have established Torah class at 6 o'clock, you know what, like we have every Sunday, right? So we'll have either to do it after or before or cancel. So usually to do it before is better because after is people already busy with their own private activity. So maybe B'ezras Hashem this coming Sunday we have the class like an hour before Mincha. I would say around 4 or 4:30, something like that. Okay? On the candles go to Mincha Ma'ariv and go home to light the candles. Furthermore, it is forbidden to begin any involved task before kindling the Hanukkah light. In fact, it is prohibited even to study Torah after dusk until one kindles the light. This is so important. Close your business, go home, and kindle Hanukkah light. You're showing that parnasah comes from Hashem. Not from an extra 2 hours or an hour that you stay at work.
If you can't study, or if you can't light the candle for whatever reason, time of war or whatever else, are you still permitted to study Torah? If you cannot?
If you know that you can't,
Yeah.
because whatever reason, you can't. Philip. Of course you can. What's the other option?
Yeah.
Imagine to yourself, someone is lighting candles on a Sunday. Let's take as an example next week. Next Sunday and Monday. And Tuesday he forgot. And Wednesday said, oops, I forgot to kindle yesterday. Can he compensate for it? Can he take an extra menorah and compensate for the day before? Can we compensate for anything that we miss, by the way? Prayers. For example, if you miss Shacharit, morning prayers, you can compensate on Mincha. You do the silence tefillah twice. If you miss Mincha, you can compensate always one tefillah after. In Mariv, Arvit. If you miss Arvit, you can compensate in the morning, the next one. After that, finish. You don't have an opportunity. So one says, okay, I forgot yesterday, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to do for Wednesday. And I'm going to have an extra menorah to light 3 candles. I'm going to have 4 here and 3 here. Can you do that? So Austin said no. Oscar also said no. Anybody say yes? First time, second time, third time? So, if someone was incapable of fulfilling the mitzvah of kindling Hanukkah lights on one of the nights of Hanukkah, he does not have any way to compensate for it on the next day. On the following evening, he should kindle Hanukkah lights corresponding to the number of days of the festival, just as all other Jews kindled on that night. Make sense? Okay. What kind of oil, what kind of material is kosher to kindle of Hanukkah?
Olive oil, wax.
Olive oil, vegetable oils, what? Wax. Okay. What if I want to use a pig fat?
No.
Lard.
Well, I would say no, because it's not something that we're going to use in the temple back in the day. So, it would be appropriate
That's
for
all
that.
that you have? But the
Well,
miracle...
No, I have in the store, lard. I don't know how much lard costs. I guess it's cheaper again compared to olive oil. You want to use that?
No, you bring something non-kosher in your home. That would make no sense.
This is good advice. The question is if halachically it's permitted. A pig fat, chazir, So the rule says the following: all types of oil, even engine oil, brick oil, all type of oil and all types of wicks are valid for use for Hanukkah lights. Even those oil who do not glide up the burning wick and therefore do not produce a steady and clear light may nevertheless be used. Unlike on Shabbat. Shabbat there is a list what yes and what not. But for Hanukkah everything is permitted. Obviously the preferred fuel to use is olive oil. But today the wax that we have is good enough, like oil. So it should be, right? And it comes in different forms. Regular oil, there's oil second level, it's going to be oil just mainly for lighting. And there's one today they're selling that it's like olive oil, but it's hardened. They're selling it already in tubes. Which means if one wants to use pig fat oil, he may do it. It's not the preferable method to go. Try to avoid that, but if that's the only, okay, you're out of oil, you have no more wax, you don't have even wax in the ear. I think.
To make candles.
No, don't take it. You can put the wick in and light it when it's still in there. No, don't do it. Don't do it at home.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. You can't use menorah, electrical menorah, as a candle for the Hanukkah. Some people flying during Hanukkah, they know they're going to miss a night. Because they're flying during the night, the next day they'll be in America, will be in Israel, or wherever they go. So they're not going to let them, let me just read from here. If someone finds himself without any oil or candles for Hanukkah, he should turn on an electric light for the mitzvah, but without reciting any blessing. He should position the electric lamp in a place where people do not normally position lamps during the year, so that it will be noticeable that this lamp is turned on for the mitzvah and not simply for illumination to make light. Likewise, if someone is traveling on a plane or train and it is not possible for him to kindle genuine flame, they won't let him, right? Or Hanukkah lights, he should turn on electric flashlight as a symbolic advertising and publicizing the miracle, but without reciting the blessing. So I guess you got a flash, or maybe flash from your phone. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be okay. What about the gas? You want to use the gas on his stove. Produces beautiful light. The first night, it's going to have, wow. Want to use for the first night or the second or whatever. Using the gas that they use usually for cooking. Can you do that? Likewise, one cannot fulfill the mitzvah of Hanukkah with gas flame, since there is no burning wick. Gas flame have the same halachic status as electric lamps. Okay, two more halachot. Oh, let me see if I have here about the pig. Okay, let's do this. It is technically permissible to use oil that is made partially of the suit of non-kosher animals. Suit is S-U-E-T. Suit? S-U-E-T. How do you spell it? Suit. Food of non-kosher animals for the mitzvah of Hanukkah light. Even if one suspects that the oil contains lard, it is permitted. However, as long as one just as easily obtain other oil, it is best to refrain from using such oil for the mitzvah. So, you remember we learned at the beginning of the class that there is this concept called mehadrin. If you want to beautify the mitzvah, so go to the store and get an olive oil. How much a bottle will cost? It will last for the entire Chag. It can cost you $10. Finished. $15. $20. Okay. And you did it the best manner, the best way. And so if you can choose vegetable oils or olive oil, choose olive oil. Now you go to the store, you see two different kinds of olive oil. You see the olive oil, cold press, or pumac. Pumac is usually the second round. It's usually less expensive, almost half the price. Be careful when you go to the store and you see a cheap, relatively cheap olive oil. You will see that it's not a real olive oil. It says in big letters, test me on that. Olive oil, but you go closer, you see mixed with canola oil. But the canola oil, they put in very small letters. And they put their picture of olives and all that to get you confused. It's kosher, but it's not a full 100% olive oil. So take it under consideration. If you want, just make sure you read. It's 100% olive oil. They also, now they're tricking the system and the people by writing 100% olive oil, and then said, mixed with canola. They're not lying, they're just manipulating the words. It's 100% olive oil, but mixed with. Okay? You probably have it at home. Just take it to your kitchen. You're thinking you're using olive oil. It's not olive oil. Okay. Any questions about that? You should know that we're not supposed to get benefit from the light that comes out of the Hanukkah light for the first 30 minutes. So if there is, you're looking, something fell out of your pocket, you can't just take the menorah and look for it use it as a torch, or as a, what do you call it, flashlight. Or you go to the kitchen where you have the candles, the first 30 minutes. There's no light in the kitchen because you didn't turn it. He says, I have a light enough from the menorah. No, you have to turn on the light in the kitchen. So you get benefit from the light, not from the menorah. The menorah is dedicated for the sake of the mitzvah. This is why, by the way, we have the shamash, always the extra one. If accidentally you would use the light from the menorah, we can say, I'm actually using from the shamash, the extra one. Best method is, when you light from left, when you fix them from right to left. When you light them, is left to right. I'll give you a sign. How you write Hebrew? Right to left. So you fix them like Hebrew. Hebrew, light them English. Fix them Hebrew, light them English. You right to left, you right. You got the idea here?
Yeah, you begin with the candle of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. You start with the candle of the day. What else I wanted to mention? Some people using the shamash to light them. Best method is leave the shamash away, use an extra one, light everything, and then at the end light the shamash. Okay? You can put it, by the way, on the seudah table. If you want to put it on the table, it's good because you're going to have a light anyways in that room anyway. A mistake that people commonly doing, they turning the menorah, one of the candles got extinguished. So what they do, they relight the extra they have in their hand with something that's already lit. You can. It's dedicated for a mitzvah. You can put them together next to each other. Or reignite or relight the extra candle in your hand from an outside source. Not to use what something's already part of the mitzvah.
What about the shamash?
The shamash, what about them?
Can you light off the shamash or no?
Because
the shamash is there to not be the candle for the mitzvah, so can you light off of that?
No, you can light the shamash not from the candles, but from outside source, kind of like a matchbox or something.
The match, okay.
I kindled the menorah. For 10 minutes. I lit it, kindled it, 6 o'clock. 6:05, someone opened the door, wind came in, and extinguished the entire menorah. Did I fulfill the mitzvah?
Yeah, you did.
Why?
You lit the candle, you said the blessings, your kavanah was there, and somebody else came in and blew it out. It's nothing to do with you.
So what we call this rule? The rule called Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah. The Talmud established the rule that Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah, meaning that one fulfills the mitzvah of kindling Hanukkah light at the moment one kindles them, and not later when they have burned for half an hour. So as soon as the menorah lights, you fulfill the mitzvah. Finish. If someone extinguishes, someone passed by and turned off one of the candles, it's not your fault, it's not no one's fault, it's good, you fulfill the mitzvah. But I want to relight it, fine, do it, no bracha. And it's even a mitzvah, yeah, relight it. If you put it in the begin with, by a window, in a place that you know it's going to happen like that, you didn't fulfill the mitzvah in the begin with. You must put it in a safe place first. Okay? A husband calls his wife and says, listen, I cannot make it on time. Please do the mitzvah for me. Have me in mind and light the candle at 6 because it seems like I'm going to be late. Can she do that?
Yes.
Absolutely yes. It's even better if a guy, let's say, is going for a business trip, he's going to be in a hotel, they're not going to allow him to light candles there anyways. It's better that his wife will kindle the menorah on his behalf as well, because she's doing it at the house. If you're a guest at someone's house, and you travel and you don't go home that night anyways, you should participate with some dollars. Give him $1, give him something like that to participate in the cost of the oil for your at your house. Just, take it, put it in tzedakah. It doesn't matter, but that's the halacha. It's best that you participate, give him a quarter. Doesn't matter. Okay, just you participate with something. Okay. Any questions before we do the last halacha for today?
So, which one is more important, though? The household to do it, or the wife to do it, so that you don't skip the time?
The head of the household. The head of the household. This mitzvah is on him, but they're both equal. Okay. What about ger? Someone is just converted to Judaism, and he wants to say the word la'avotenu. What's la'avotenu? She'asa nisim, Hashem made miracles to our forefathers. But he just converted. Okay? Can he say the word la'avotenu? She'asa nisim la'avotenu bayomim ha'em b'zman hazeh. Or should he skip la'avotenu? The halacha says, a convert to Judaism may recite the standard text of the blessing, including the words She'asa nisim la'avotenu, who performed miracles for our ancestors. This follows the same logic that allowed a convert to recite the text alone. Elohei Avotenu, God of our ancestors, in the Amidah, and to recite they're not translating as well. Shinchalta lavotenu. They're doing transliteration is confusing. Shinchalta lavotenu, for having bequeathed to our ancestors, or birkat hamazon. Anywhere where it says lavotenu, you may say the bracha that the rabbi is debating is about the morning blessings. One of the morning blessings says, Baruch atah Hashem, shelo asani goy, that you didn't create me as a non-Jew. So most of the opinion holds that a convert should not say it. You just skip this one. Right? because it's not going to be saying the truth. Because you were a goy before, a non-Jew before, right? And it's all good. Saying this when one finished to say the blessing, then you start to kindle the menorah, and one should not speak till it finishes all the candles. Okay, otherwise it will be considered as hefsek. Any questions?
You didn't answer the question from the beginning.
What was the question?
The Hanukkah candle, the one Hanukkah candle, or the Shabbat candle.
Oh, that's your homework. I gave you homework on Shabbat, a question, and you didn't get an answer yet. So it's a very simple answer, by the way.
Can you tell me what
The homework is
for Shabbat?
what gets first priority? What gets precedence? Shabbat candles or Hanukkah candles? You have one light.
The question is, which one do you like first?
No, you have one candle.
Which one do you like?
You'll be surprised from the answer you will find. You have one
Can
candle,
I answer it?
and you want to use, you can choose Shabbat, which you do every Shabbat. Whoa, okay. I don't need to get
Can I
upset.
answer it now or no?
I'm not saying it's the right answer, but
Okay.
Shabbat or Hanukkah?
You have to do Hanukkah because you're supposed to say it because you're supposed to
Not
do the
supposed.
Hanukkah candle because it's a mitzvah that you have to even like sell your shirt off your back to complete versus
Right?
Shabbat candles is not the same level. Rabbi Wonk was saying that yesterday at Mikvah, remember?
Give me a better
Source on
answer.
that one?
Give me a better answer, more accurate. Okay. Shabbat, one candle you have. Shabbat or Hanukkah, and why?
Rabbi, it should be like Shabbat because Shabbat calls for the peace of the house. The house.
Where did you find this answer?
I think I read it from another rabbi that I listened that if in case...
You guys have Google. Just Google it. Google it now. See what you get. I don't know. You're looking at the answer is not on my forehead. Nonetheless, I have a big one. Thank God. But it's not here.
If it was for Shabbat, it would be for the sake of the repetitive mitzvah. That would trump because you do it regularly, you would do that one first. If it was Shabbat. But I thought it was a Hanukkah because of the status of it's one of the very few rabbinic commandments that pertains to.
Okay. I asked you a simple question, and you got so much confused. I got one answer. I got 5 answers. 5 different answers.
Well, it's not even the same number, is it?
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
Some people light for Shabbat from oil.
I know, the Shabbat candles, the point of them is to provide light for the duration of Shabbat. And the Hanukkah candles is only for...
Just send me an answer on, giving you 1 hour. Give me an answer.
Rabbi AI says
Rabbi AI.
Shabbat candles takes priority over Hanukkah candles because the light of Shabbat brings shalom bayit and prevents the family from sitting in darkness, which is a higher necessity than publicizing the Hanukkah miracle. In that,
No, don't trust the AI. Don't trust the AI.
what about my daughter?
I want to hear a good answer. What if you are single? What shalom bayit? You're going to fight with the chairs and the table. Yeah, I'm not saying who is right or who is wrong, but explanation. It's a simple question. You have 1 hour. Be'ezrat Hashem, the one will find the right answer first. We'll get a special bracha for me. So be successful, good health, and good parnasah. Amen. Thank you for joining us on behalf of the Israel Foundation. I'm going to remind you that we're going to have a Torah class on Shabbat, 9:30. Please try to be here on time. And Sunday, not sure yet, but probably an hour before. I already mentioned the names in the beginning of the class.
Sunday will have the same time as today.
No, it's probably going to be earlier. Okay, I have to check my schedule. But if we'll have a class, it will be not 5:45. It will be around 4 o'clock. Around 4 o'clock. Okay. Shalom, everybody.